So we gotta get it now, right? Okay, Senator, we're gonna get inside, right?
Yes, we're going to go on the other side of the building
Okay.
and bypass security. Well, and the Hmong people are creating value for the state of Oklahoma.
Right.
When they invest in the jobs, they create jobs, they're investing in the economy. But more importantly, the Hmong people fought alongside the American servicemen and women, fighting against the communists that were taking over Vietnam, fighting against the Chinese communists. So they are patriotic Americans, and we're grateful for the opportunity to stand with them
Thank
today.
you so much.
There'll be a lot of people today, Jeff.
Yes, this is good. Strength in numbers.
Yes, yes. We are in your district, so that will be really helpful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Okay?
Nice to meet you.
How are you, sir? I'm Shane.
Hello?
Hi.
Very nice
to meet you, Kieran. You look lovely. Really nice. And our debt of gratitude for your service during the Vietnam era, and then for choosing to come to the United States to be part of this country. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm honored to be a part of it.
Yeah, I'm honored to be part of here too, so that's why I'm here. So.
Excellent. Yeah. Now, you live here in Oklahoma?
I bought a house here. I also live in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Back home, I was a former city council member.
Oh, so you understand politics as well?
I do.
Excellent. Well, public service, I think, is an admirable profession if you do it right.
Yep, yep.
If you remember that we serve people, we don't rule over people.
Cô tôi chỉ đi nhớ tới chấm lo của mình làm mồ hồ điện đâu điện nọ nữa cổng cô tôi cho nó nữa đem phần mồ hồ đúng đó trong xe vợ ước để chỉ tôi cổng nó cố bỏ hai tiền như chẳng chẳng chạp lờ vì hai tiền bên móng tàu sĩ tròn trà bùa lúc tới chấm lo cổng đó America nhớ lên tới điện nó bé thì li mua lúc bằng sự tôi cho rồi tới chờ nó nó chữ America nó lúc thì li cho bên móng hai tiền bên tàu ba luôn chỉ cổng tệ với cho họ lử nhà hàng thâu lò lử cho ta đểคนว่าbỏ thìจะมีการนอนแต่สินอเลยที่ลิงจอซอเลยที่ลิงมัวปูเราไปมองหนูนอมาปูรองเสียเตี๋ยอีหนูจังจังหังเราไปมองเนอะปูรองเสียก็เดียว
qua họ lử nó chữ thếไปhỏi là nhớ kho nhớ đây đây gìไปcái chi thả một lò cô chỉ dùng gì một lýไปlúc xét xaไปตัวcho nó làไปcô chẳng mà ni tôn thiết đây เครื่องเตะ system เราจะเราชี้เจไปว่าจีตาวตัวนี้ไปลูกเชียเนี่ยเราใช้ได้ว่าเชียนได้นะลองเชียได้ว่าเจ้าอีจงเนี่ยสิ่งที่นึงจ่าใช้ได้นู้นอย่าอีนู้รองยงนู้นว่าจะเราถูจะเราแต่นู้นอย่ารานู้นนะนู้นอย่าไปมองนู้เจอแต่นู้นอย่าวันที่อีเราอย่ามองนู้อ๋อลูกจีลินดูวันที่อีมุจันดูวันที่ไปเจ้าอีย่าเอเชียลูลีนะย้อนเราได้เชมิกานะย้อนลูลาตือเราเหลือมัวจอเหลือมัวลูลีนะจะเราอวดเราเอเชียลูลีเจียรีเป้จะถ้าเทินนู่นเด้อเอเชียลูลีย้อนเขาลาโอกลาโฮมาเนาะคนเรากูอยากขอเกยรงเชียที่อวดจบจินเด้อกูอยากอยากจังจังให้ว่าเป้ย้อนเป้ตัวเราได้เชมิกาเราโตเราเจ้าเต๋อชงrồi này thay thay rồi của bên mong Oklahoma tàu cho cái giải tỏa trong lòn đợi trong là trong chữ nhớ cho họ lúa lát Oklahoma nó bên mongอยู่đó cho nó cho chữ nhớ Oklahoma nó chỉ kho lúa lát Oklahoma nó có trong cha liên liên hỗ trợ chỉ nó bây giờ chỉ khéo một khó từ bây giờ ấy cho bên sản trong long nằm long chữ hai và cho cha cho nhà và cái là cái lúa có trở lên nó chữ lúa xét xa thế nó chú cho kiến chơi, họ nói vậy họ rong, họ bé mong tàu xe chỉ xe là nhớ cho họ lát Oklahoma, cho nên nó rong xe thì họ cho rồi trong là trong chữ, chính do cho thì muốn mong là ấy cho bé sành nhớ cho họ Oklahoma nó thế na, cuối chơi Adam chơi li, do tụi MC cho nó nọ nữa là đó của MC, ư khi kia tại hư luôn na, vậy Adam do ít tu này khuวันนี้เราเนี่ยจะเขาโอคลาโฮมาเขาเนาะยี่ตัวนั้นคือเคลื่อนตัวจีนอาดัมยี่ตัวว่าถ้า original senator ฟงยกเขียเราว่าsenator เนี่ยจะเขาลัดมินนิโซตาอาดัมยี่ตัวว่าชีจะเชิญกับ senator เกินเก่า 贴巴所路主义不到 senator 贴莫做给莫应贴的到 senator 了做年路大许多Adam itu cheng ở trong hộp chạy mong giờ thì nhớ trong Minnesota là riêng linh đạo họ kia là nhớ trong Oklahoma nó là Adam như itu cheng nè cô hay nó do hay ở bên lò lù Mecca nè first and foremost today is a wonderful day the sun is shining and we're having good time here I want to personally thank Senator Shane Jett for his leadership for making today happen. I want to thank the Oklahoma State Legislature for making today happen. I want to thank our friend Christy O'Neill for working very hard with us. That's the reason why we're here today. I want to thank Patan Not Chai Lau for his leadership and Patan Sia Thomua for his leadership for making this day happen. I want to welcome a good friend of mine, Adam Lee. Adam Chai Lee is a former school teacher. He is also, he was Senator Phong He, Minnesota State Senator's personal advisor. Senior advisor. He was one of the people who made this his campaign happen, and that's why Senator became Senator for the last 12 years. Okay, and it went for Adam Chai Lee, we wouldn't be here today. So thank you for his leadership. He's going to be co-MC today for all of us, and stay as long as we want. We got all day today. We got till 3:30 today. Okay, I'm gonna run the program a little bit so that you know. Shortly after this, Senator Jett is going to welcome everybody, and then we're going to have activities here in the multi-purpose room. Our activities will go back and forth. Then at about 1:30, we'll go into the Senate chamber. We'll recognize our veterans, and we'll get a chance to address our senators, okay? Then after that, we'll go to the House. And that's where the governor is going to stop by and say hi to us. From there, we'll come back and we will do the tour. And once we complete with the tour, we can go back home. Okay? Thank you very much. Adam, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon. Nhân rong thổ ta su. Columbia hùa chạy Adam Lee nè. Thì cú nhóm Minnesota lon hôm nay thì nếu nói trong xia nè, cú hay luôn mày mong đến đây chụp mà hay luôn mình kia. I'm gonna speak a little bit Hmong, then I'll do English quickly here. 我做到呢，叫牛子，叫脑猪，叫好多做呢。又摸呢叫好多做，俾啲摸弄哪天，摸呢叫好多做，俾摸啲摸弄能ตัวเนาะที่จะมีการนะคุณจังเดียชิ摸好多做，เรามีการว่า做tiềnเนาะ俾摸จะเปล่ายี่มองยังมีการได้นะอย่า摸แต่เราป้า好多做แต่ชนะ我做到เราจะกี่รู้ที่เราเขา sacrifice ไอ้นู่นเราต้องเชื่อว่าทำกู้จังฮะใส่กูเราไว้ตัว MC ขนาดกูต้องเชื่อนะในว่าในยันตรงในโมเดลเราทำเนี่ยทำสีจอกี่เกียร์นะอย่าชิมว่าทำยันนู่นน่ะไปชิมว่านู่นน่ะที่ฮะเนี่ยตัวจงวันเดียยันนู่นน่ะลูกขัดตรงที่คิดเราไปว่าโจเราทำวันเดียจันนั้นนะที่ว่าไปย้อนรู้จอตัวเราไปชิมว่าหนอมว่าจืดเนี่ยเราไปมองอย่างว่าตัวประธานว่าตัวจ้าว่าตัวเหนียวจี我路人摸到背石头，背我的鸡背这里包摸糟给，นู่นน่ะว่าตัวนั้นน่ะอย่ากูจะ introduce ไปตัว guest speaker ละเนาะอย่าว่าไปตัวประธานจริงๆชับเปล่าอย่าเรากล่าวมานะลูกกล่าวมาลูกorganization หัว Hmong American Association of Oklahoma ตัวชื่อน่ะอย่าประธานน่ะเจอกูถ้าเจอประธานน่ะเจอก็เราให้เอาไปเรารู้ใจต่อกันนี่จะจี Thank you so much for Senator Jett and Christy for making this day happen. And the Hmong people are grateful and pretty appreciative of what you've done. And we can't never ever be able to pay back. But thank you so much for your effort and all the supports you have been given to the Hmong people. Thank you. เก็บประธานหน่อยเจอก็เชิญเราตอนนั้นนี่ทอมโบเตใจต่อประธานหน่อยเจอวุ้ยจ้ะ
ok chị cho nó đó cho nó là phải tụi nó làm một ran phải nu mong nu rồi nu nó rồi phải cho committee chỉ thì cũng chịu này là khả năng số tụ là tháo ra gì nữa ok nu nó nu dùng chấp lại thì xong nó hay cho xong ra xong là lý giải đi bắt thành thọ mà hai nu nó là tên nó tên chữ thêm mua nu chỉnh chỉnh là nó phải chỉ là mong và tao phảiตัวทอเลยจะตัวสอนตัวส่วนตัวทอเลยแล้วที่ลีออฟเฟอร์ตัวไปซื้อยันเดียอินูยงเชียชับเลยตัวไปเชนมงยันเดียยงเชียแต่นู้นนอนในท่อนั่งสตูตัวมนุษย์ใจลุงยงมนุษย์กี่ตัวใช้เป็นมงนู้นนอสื่อลีมในจากกูตัวจอจากเตนหล่อเลยหล่อในจมนุษย์ใจลุงยงเที่ยวไปเชนมงจะตูนใส่หลวดท่อนั่งสตูไอตัวขณะยันนู้นจึงจังหังไอนู้นเอาไปยาตัวเคียไปที่เก่งคือส่วนใหญ่สุดท้ายเราจะนึงที่เราที่จืดเราจะนึงมองไม่การเนี่ยเราจะมีการนักป้อแต่ไปยังในตัวเทียอย่างในกูประธานกูจงเชื่อชับประเด็นนี้เสนอตัวนู้นเราจะให้ไปจีฮัลลุนเราไปเขาสเกจเรียลไทยซื้อไปหายตัวเจอรอเราตอนนี้จะจีเที่ยวอีเพียเดียวไปเจอหมู่หายตัวอินไซด์ที่นั่นจะท้องว่าจงเชื่อใจตอนนี้จะตัวในตัวเจ้าเขาจะเจอตั้งเราเอากระหัวมาเนาะเที่ยวchỉ hai tí choตัวเกได้ตัวสุริอาร์คันซอที่มิสซูรีที่เขาจะตัวแต่เราไปจะทวนสเตียมินโซตาวิสคอนซินเขาจะตัวจะไปมองนู่นเนาะไอ้กูยงเชียววันนี้จะจะนี่ตัวนู่นเนาะไอ้ทอกเนาะกูทอกว่าจะหาอะไรเนี่ยกูจะหาลูกไม่กันดาวอย่างไอ้ทอกเดี๋ยวอีกไปจะหาเท่า and today thank you Senator Shane Jay Thank you for the opportunity today to make Hmong Home Day today for us. And we're really happy. We will do more speak inside, okay? English inside to everybody. And thank you, Christy O'Neill, for organizing these for us today. Thank you. And you know, go to High School, you try to senior advisor, you to cheer on the pay or actually or Hmong Day, no, not all lost, you pay you on the
โอเคว่าโจประธานที่เขาว่าเนี่ยนะว่าพิเศษชับเลยจะว่าโจโจจะกูตุโจเป็นยังป่อเจนี่อยากจะหล่อฝั่งดาวแต่ไปอยู่ในตัวนุ่นนองอีเสียใจเช่อีเสียใจบ้าสนี่เสียใจเช่หรือยังชาเน่นี่เสียใจบ้าสหรือยังชาเน่แต่ชีอยากจิมวนเน่ไปอยากจิมวนใจมวนชื่อของนุ่นนองขอไปเสดอตัวจ้องบริณไอ้ล้วนใจล้วนมวลล้วนชีที่ขาดทั้งเสียตรงนั้นวิญญาณมวลเน่วันนี้เสด็จเจ้าทอคนเดียวว่าเจ้าโดจะเนี่ยจะจีจะพงจะยื้อจะต้นสายหลัวยังเลยกูที่ประธานมาเจอหมดโตประธานทอมัสเนี่ยประธานไปจนเดินนอไปต่อหูสต้องเทียฐานตอนเน่ต่ออาลูวีทอลอไปปอดเดลุชิเหอลูกเกียไอ้เสด็จเทียตัวจิตต่อจ้องไปเจอยาหาเดลุชิเหอเดกุญแจเดียลูหลงเตียนันดีจิตาไปมองออกเรามาแต่ชิตลินเดอร์ละไปจะตัวน่ะอย่าตัวเฉยเจตั้นทอจะจิตตัวไปตัวน่ะอย่าเฉยเจมองออกเรามาเตียเฉยเจมองอเมริกาวันนี้เสด็จเจ้าจะกันเดอร์จอใจกันเดอร์เจจะว่าเขาลือจอเขาลือเจจะว่าเลี้ยวเตจอเลี้ยจอเตเจนู่นน่ะอย่างว่าสาววันนี้เจไปจะเจ้าน่ะน่ะก็เทจิตเอาเนี่ยจะนุ่งตีตรงนี้นู่นน่ะสลินเดอร์ละเปย์อย่างมองเป็นอย่างในตัวเจ้าตุนจีวันนี้ตัวชี้เหอชี้เนี่ยเจ้า也是注意，但是多是讲，给被断机，叫那叫追弄那，过下来那是我知。
With these people here in the state of Oklahoma at the Capitol, and being an MC, and I also had the opportunity to be introduced to probably one of the best Oklahoma state senators. This speaker has been was served in the as lieutenant in the United States Navy Intelligence. He is also appointed by President Donald Trump to serve in the presidential appointee in the U.S. Treasury, and also he served as 6 years in the Oklahoma State Representative. And also, last but not least, he's also elected as Oklahoma State Senator in 2020 and will be re-elected in 2024. And also, he is one of the citizens of the Cherokee Nations. And without further ado, I want to invite Senator Shane Jett to come up here on stage. Please give a big hand to Senator Jett. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. What a beautiful day to be out here and commemorate a long-standing friendship between the Hmong people and the American people. Or, as I'd like to say, the Americans with our fellow Americans. We know that we cannot enjoy the blessing of freedom if our men are not willing to pick up the sword, the spear, the rifle, and fight for our family back home. And during a time in Vietnam, whenever the United States was ripped apart by communist propaganda, the Laos people, the Hmong people in Laos worked with us, the American servicemen, just like our colonel right here, and fought alongside of us for a freedom that was a hope in your mind that we had right here in the United States. We see you today. We welcome you. We like to say here in Oklahoma, there are two kinds of Oklahomans. Those that were born here and those that got here as quickly as they could. Welcome home. So they mentioned in my bio that I am also a Cherokee citizen. The Cherokees were in North Carolina, moved from North Carolina to Georgia, and had a tempestuous relationship with the United States. But this is home. And from Georgia we came to Oklahoma. There were many fights, many disagreements. And we fought for recognition from the federal government. Today, we want to say very clearly, we see you, we are grateful for your sacrifice for this country, and we join you in your efforts to make sure that the American people understand that the Americans sitting here fought for the freedom we all enjoy. We can't do what we do without everyone doing their part. And we know that during the Vietnam War, the Soviet Union was financing propaganda throughout the United States media, trying to create discord and disagreement among Americans. We saw that. And to this day, the mantle of communism has shifted from the Soviet Union that collapsed into the Chinese Communist Party, who we were fighting in Vietnam, in the shadows, pushing the Viet Cong. We see them today. We see them moving into Oklahoma, buying up farmland, pushing illegal products, intimidating their citizens. And so it's very important that we remind the Oklahoma citizens today that Americans look like all of us, and that we are united in pushing back a communist ideology that is trying to destroy the freedom that your generation and my generation fought for. We are united against totalitarian regimes wherever they raise their ugly heads. We know the sacrifices that our soldiers right here in uniform did in the Vietnam War, with the colonel right here sitting with us. We are grateful for your sacrifice. As I mentioned, I'm a Cherokee citizen, and when I saw the dancing up here, beautiful cultural dancing, I see the cultural attire reminds me of my Cherokee side of my family, with our bell dresses, our jingle dresses, and our dances. We are a unique people. The Hmong are a unique people, and thank you for enriching American society by bringing that richness of your tradition and being part of the United States. Because right now, the ideology, the communist ideology of critical race theory wants to separate us from each other, make us fight based on the color of our skin or based on our gender. Well, we reject that, because the Latin motto for the United States is E pluribus unum, from the many, one. And we will not succumb to this communist ideology. We will continue to cultivate relationships. And whenever you bring me a beautiful silver medallion and honor me with a beautiful necktie and a tie clasp and invite me to participate in your culture, that is quintessentially American. So at this time, I would like to acknowledge that I can't do what I do without the strong woman behind me who makes my day possible, who keeps my home safe, keeps my children safe, and keeps my heart safe. So if you will, please welcome, my wife is from Brazil. So I married a girl from the deep, deep, deep South, South America. So we, our own family, I'm Cherokee, I'm English and Irish and all things American, married a South American girl. I was the one that was born here. She got here as quickly as she could. I am over 40, so I have to use my eyeglasses now. So at this time, we would like to read a citation commemorating the Hmong Special Guerrilla Unit, or the SGU, of the veterans who are represented right here. All of us owe you gentlemen a debt of gratitude for the fight that you fought with our soldiers, airmen, Marines, and sailors. We're grateful to you. Citation of commemoration. Hmong Special Guerrilla Unit veterans. Whereas, a Hmong Special Guerrilla Unit Veteran Recognition Day commemorates Hmong combat soldiers that served under the direction of the United States military and clandestine forces from 1961 to 1975 in the secret war of Laos during the Vietnam War. And whereas, the contributions of the Hmong SGU veterans of America continue to keep our cherished liberties alive. They were vital in the secret war in Laos, providing intelligence and troops to one of the nation's largest operations, rescuing American soldiers and blocking North Vietnam from using the Ho Chi Minh Trail to South Vietnam. And whereas it is estimated that at least 35,000 Hmong SGU veterans were killed during the secret war, and the remaining Hmong population in Laos have been victims of ongoing retaliation, murder, and genocide since the conclusion of that war. And whereas on May 14th, 1975, the last American Central Intelligence Agency personnel withdrew from Laos, and the Hmong SGU veterans and their families began their journey to new beginnings. And whereas these veterans and their families were provided with political asylum, refugee status, and citizenship because of their unique contribution to the United States. And whereas to future honor these veterans, the Senate of the great state of Oklahoma hereby recognizes May 15th as Hmong Special Guerrilla Unit Veterans Recognition Day in Oklahoma. Now therefore, pursuant to the motion of Senator Shane Jett, the Senate of the great state of Oklahoma extends to the Hmong Special Guerrilla Unit veterans sincere congratulations and directs that this citation be presented. Gentlemen, we see you today and we thank you for the thousands of Americans who have survived because you saved their parents while they were fighting alongside of you. We see you and we thank you. Please give a round of applause to these veterans, these patriots, these fellow Americans. It is my distinct honor to be part of this presentation today. I couldn't do it without my wife, I couldn't do it without your sacrifice, and I certainly couldn't do it without Christy O'Neill, who brought this to my attention. So Christy, if you would please come forward. Christy is my constituent. She creates business in my district. Her partner, Michael Brooks, where are you, Michael? Thank you for honoring them with the beautiful regalia from your culture. Christy, would you like to say something?
Not really. I just want to say welcome to the Capitol. Welcome to Oklahoma. I look around and I see the beauty of color, the beauty of smiles, the beauty of the military uniform, who I hold so very near to my heart. And so today is your day. Today is your day to be made to feel special and welcome. And I don't know how you ladies wear this. It is so heavy. So every lady out here, you get all the props. As beautiful as it is, it's a lot. And so I look around and I see all the dedication that it took for each of you to get here, the miles that you traveled. And this is only a small portion of your people in our state. So today we begin letting our state and our people of Oklahoma know who the Hmong people are, how they affect us on an everyday basis in every industry across our state, and how you, each and every one of you, are here today to make a difference for the state of Oklahoma and for your people. I am so glad that you all came.
I will see each of you again in the Senate gallery and some of the veterans on the Senate floor at 1:30. At 1:15. Again, I couldn't do what I do without the women in my life helping me out. At 1:15 in the Senate gallery, it'll be my distinct honor to recognize you again before my colleagues on the Senate floor. Thank you again for what you do, and well, ciao. Adam?
Yeah, mới chỉ là bả nha. Ít tuần gì ít tu cho được bé cho cái tim mông ấy tôi thấy chăm lo tôi tự rùa là tôi sẽ thấy chăm lo cũng một bản sự cũng cho một sai uốn nọ với tu council member nhớ cho tọ Wisconsin nhớ họรู้rõ clear nếu cũng vậy tu cho cái tu dòng thơ cho được bé chỉ cái tim mông và lo nhớ cho họ Oklahoma nó nếu cũng chẳng chỉ tao nhớ là họ nó ít bộ percent thì chỉ cái tiền gì cho chi được cho percent đó nè nên yếu lo cho họ nó thì chỉ nên muốn lên này theo được cái tiền ta nó chỉ cụ thể là chơi này thì thọ này tôi muốn hay lo lụt bút đồ bé chơi này thì bé sản xuất được thì bút đồ cho nó cho chứ. One of the great things in America is that it is an opportunity for everybody. And why the Hmong people came to America 40 plus years ago with one PhD in the entire nation. But we came to America today, we have so many elected officials, so many doctors and lawyers. And one of the mainstream elected officials who happened to be a council member in the city of Eau Claire, Wisconsin, who happened to be here today. I'd like to personally invite Council Member John Song Tu Lau to speak a few words.
One day chapel của họ phải lo lù America cho mà hai lù Hmong nè. I have to before I have to say in Hmong language, then I have to say a couple in English too. So today is really an honor to be here, especially for Senator Jeff. You are one of the senators that will recognize Hmong people and mention about Hmong people that will come to Oklahoma. We want to be a part of the citizen in the state of Oklahoma, and we want to be your district. We want to be a Hmong, will be a good family member that will be want to join the Oklahoma as a state and home for Hmong people. So I appreciate that you are make today happening to Hmong families. So I appreciate for a lot of your time. Okay. One day chấp lại nè, dòng xe và nó nói là inu chẳng chẳng của nhau po Wisconsin của chẳng tua nè, của tua dân vì giờ nó này là Hmong nu. Giờ one day chấp lại giống Hmong nu giờ bây mua bây giờ của tôi trở rong lên này cho nỉ cho gì nào. Mua bây tôi cho lúc tới chờ nào bây giờ tàu mua họ lửng nhau cho tàu America. Giờ mua này cho bây tôi cho lúc tới chờ nào. Bây giờ thì anh tôi khu ca bây chỉ mua opportunity là bây chỉ mua cho kế. Bây giờ sợ mù làm nhau được tàu nào chứ muốn cho luôn nào chứ nhau thì bây tôi cho lúc tới chờ nào. Giờ mua này tên cho nỉ cho gì này giờ cho cô tôi cho. Này cho đi Thái bây luôn này làm bây Hmong này cho bây tôi cho tới chờ nào. Cú tu sĩ cần cầu cú chỉ tôi này còn nói thay hẳn thế đó, cú chỉ mua cho Hmong tôi chỉ cho, giờ lên được cú tàu tôi đủ tới chờ nào cú chỉ mua cho Hmong hay gì à? Tôi mua cần đỡ ta, thiết tàu mua City Council lọt sợi chế chụp bê chế Hmong, em nó nói rong xia, cú tôi đầu nó cú bỏ bê tôi nó nói giờ em nó rong hàng nữa, nó nói giờ bây giờ tàu giờ cá thì bê tôi chơi tụi tôi đó giờ bê tôi giải tỏa Hmong nó nói còn nhân rong hay gì à? Bê mua Hmong nu rồi nè. Ấy có bây khởi cho cái nào giờ ấy cho cái dòng đó bây Hmong số tụ kia đó bây giờ lùa hay tiền Hmong tôi nhớ lúc tới America nó Hmong chỉ tôi cứ nào cứ hậu sư Hmong tôi cho lúc tới nó Hmong tôi là sĩ dân uo nọ uo chữ nhau cho tỏ cho trong cho tờ rộng Hmong thì hải tàu lũ chẳng tăng cho được bên này Hmong giờ lên đó quân tay chấp lời của dòng xe họ của tôi nó giờ ít họ yếu tôi kia đó bây giờ nên nhau nó hay tiền bây giờ giá cổ tây Minnesota, Wisconsin, một California, bây giờ Hmong giàu trong hậu City Council một trăm đô bây senator, giờ lên đó luôn trong Oklahoma là bây giờ tao Hmong quân nào quân chứ, giờ lên đó cứ sao tôi support bây giờ này Hmong nhau nó hay gì à, bây giờ nhau luôn trong nó là cứ hậu, bây mua cứ hậu là, ta chỉ bây giờ tao chơi bây tên mình tu mình nhiều à, chơi cho anh Jane mù giàu nó là quân đó quân chữ nhau cho hậu tàu lúc trong, bây chỉ cho chia là sau tàu con mày, bây mà mua xí chỉ học bây giờ tàu sau bây giờ mình tụi mình nhiều, muốn cho là giàu tàu lúc trong, mua sau cho con mày, thì học bây giờ là xí, vấn đề chấp lời thầu cũng yêu lòng mua City Council, cũng tu City Council President hay được của hai tia, Mr. John cũng bị mình cao hơn John này, có gì chia có này nó chỉ bây giờ tàu ấy nhau nên đại mấy nhiều bây giờ tàu ấy thì các tuần xí xí lọ lấy các tuần thằng bây giờ giờ các xã hội thì có hậu nên Hmong nhau luôn trong Eau Claire nữa nè các giờ tàu tuần thằng bây giờ ấy sau cho con mày theo thứ này Hmong nè nhớ đâu bây luôn trong Eau Claire bây tàu City Council phô thổi sẽ cho bây giờ lâu rồi chọn đua trong áo phai của gì nữa áo phai này có on là thiết tả nữa chỉ cho lên đời của xã có bây giờ mình tự mình nhỏ này thì bây giờ tôi tuân chế tuân chân thành chế này là nhau nó bây tên nhà tên gì bây giờ giống này giờ lên tới bây giờ tàu muốn cho lấy rau tỏ lấy cho trông nhau lấy cho county school board city council cho nó giờ chạy cho mẹ sư ta xin nên một đồ tỏ nên một power lời hại nên một illusion nhà hậu giờ sau chỉ thứ bây giờ nên mong lại bây giờ con nó chỉ tàu vì bây mong dùng đi nó lợi thì cả bảo nữa cho nên là cũng sai cái khơi con nó giờ ba được bây giờ này
bây mong cơ bây cô mua ấy từ colonel là ấy từ colonel nửa cô ấy từ lũ chùa tàu mong thì sau mong là tàu đầu niên tàu xong okay thì ấy từ retired colonel today we're very honored and we are very happy. We've been blessed by our service community, our retired service people. Our community have been blessed. One of our great colonels have been here, have been very supportive of our community. We'd like to invite Colonel Robert Sanders to speak a few words.
In late 1960, at the change of administrations between President Eisenhower and President Kennedy, a CIA officer named Stuart Methvin introduced another CIA officer to the Hmong. That was Bill Lair. Bill Lair met with Vang Pao, a man we should all honor. And Vang Pao, with the communists closing in on Padang, said that his people had only one choice, and that was to fight. And Bill Lair brought that to the attention of the American government, and very quickly, the American government authorized Bill Lair to provide arms to 10,000 Hmong. The arms were provided in packages of 300 and parachuted to the waiting people below. There was very little time for training, but Bill Lair found that the Hmong needed very little training. They were expert marksmanship, excellent marksmen with their muzzle-loading rifles, and the pallets that were dropped to arm 300 contained World War II vintage weapons. Within 3 days, the first increment of 300 was trained, and they were deployed to meet the advancing enemy, where they inflicted heavy casualties on the communists. Vang Pao is the father of the SGU. The Hmong force grew very quickly under his command and was soon a formidable force. In approximately 1965, Ambassador William Sullivan clarified the situation of the SGU. In a telegram to the Department of State, he clarified that the SGU was an armed force of the United States. They received their funds, their training, and their support from the United States. They were not anything less than an armed force of the United States. Through the years, as the war grew, casualties increased, and as you heard earlier, 35,000 Hmong perished fighting for our freedom. I was first introduced to the Hmong Association of Oklahoma by a past president of the association, Linda Lohr. And she taught me much about the Hmong culture and history, of which I deeply appreciate. My experience in Laos was not in Military Region 2. It was in Military Region 3, Savannah Ket. I was a helicopter pilot during an operation called Lamson 719. In that operation, U.S. Army helicopter pilots lost 108 helicopters in the space of 42 days, shot down by the enemy. Some of those pilots that were shot down were rescued by members of the SGU. The only alternative was to be captured by the Pathet Lao, and that was certain death. A couple of years ago, I submitted a paper to the Department of Defense as an application to recognize the SGU veterans as American veterans of the armed forces. Unfortunately, the law that created the Veterans Administration states that all people that they recognize must be members of the United States Armed Forces. But it does not include the forces that fought under the direction of the CIA. So our DD-214s are still not here for the Hmong, and we need those. And it will require a change in the law at the federal level. But there's much that can be done at the state level to recognize our veterans. As a disabled veteran, I receive a property tax benefit, a sales tax benefit, and access to a car registration and tag at a very reduced fee. I think this state could do the same for our Hmong veterans. And I hope that will come to pass. Thank you very much.
Colonel Sanders hành đau giả dòng cho dù cho bé ủa nhá tới chấm lo dù cho ủa mong cộng đồng mấy cả tuần là nhá là ấy thế thì mua bé mong tôi cho rồi tới chấm mấy cả nó nè Colonel Sanders hay cho thầu CIA agent Belair tôi muốn đào phong yên ra cho xin này phun ấy thế thì mua cái công tiền ra cho mấy cả 我找人家都在前面了，还说จะมองมตอนชาปัวรู้เตรู้เชอตัวเราเลยไปโจชีพาตูจอมองแต่ชีไปโจชีพาตูนั่นนะเจออีออปัวพาตูจอไม่กะเขาเนี่ยเจอแล้วจะเสียเขาโน้เส้นเดียวเดียยาอีตูจอไม่กะลี Colonel Sanders ในเต้าใจเราอย่าง benefit สิ่งนี้อย่างหนึ่งจะ property tax benefit หลอดในจิตเอาเถนเต้าลีหรือเร่งหรือตูว่าจะจิตเอาว่าทหารด้วยในมือยัวของแต่ sales tax state หลอดในเถนเจอด้วยในจึงมัว state benefit แต่หลอดเทียในสาให้เดียจีย่อแต่ลูก state ตรงนี้ลูก state ของโอกาสเข้ามานะอยู่จุดจีเต้ใจผู้ตัวจอดผู้ตัวจอดตรงนี้เนี่ยcái này tàu cho benefit trong này này tàu salute đi nó nè okay thank you very much Colonel that was a great work and we could not have done this without you but we have many more works ahead of us and please help us the kind of benefits that you mentioned to our veterans they deserve it cú sao mà lúc nào chờ Lieutenant เรียกเจอบอกว่าเราหาไปรอลูไอ้เนี่ยไอ้ตัวกู้ตัวจอดเนี่ยเนี่ยตัวตั้งตัวตีตัวถอดลูกเชี่ยวไปว่าจอดเนี่ยได้เข็มหลอดนะไปมาไปนอเสื้อแต่ชีเนี่ยตัวปอกเขียนนะไอ้สิ่งนั้นเรียกเจอกันเนี่ยตีเลย他这个
这样他自己呢讲了叫主我被讲红我多好难呢ไอ้กูจะป้อลีจ่าแต่สิมาเลยฮะมกหลายเอาไปรอลูนะเจกูหายใจเลยกูแฝงชัวซื้ออ๋อไอ้กูอ้วกใช่ไหมขอกูให้นะแม่กูยังยืนชาติโดเคอร์โนนี่โจขนาดนี่ยังไอ้ตัวนับบิน nếu bao bây giờ cú tàu qua hậu luyện ở America trong Institute của trò chơi gì
First, I want to sincerely apologize that I get to be here today, but I want to let you know that the Colonel is sitting here. I started my journey as in the service in 1968.
cú tàu qua hậu luyện ở America cú lu company này là lu bề Colonel lỡ tàu mua được bề cho một sĩ nhau tàu plan lại và lu bề hạt gì War A guy lỡ mình hạt gì FAG.
My title during that time working for the American, my title was Forward Air Guide, FAG.
Yeah, your radio contact on A. Bé dùng xe chấp lời, bây giờ mua này cho nó chuẩn bị cả tuổi. Thì chỉ cũng bé giờ chỉnh chân chấp lời, bây giờ chỉ đào và hai tiền.
We were very pleased that that the U.S. force were there, but there were three very important missions that was given to us.
Number E, ya pe pa ne rescue, cho bị bong, thế pe blocking to Ho Chi Minh Road, cổ tê đó tê.
The first task was to rescue the downplane pilots and protect the supply line from north to south.
Number O, do nay mua cho nhau hồng nhà nên ngộ số bao số mong và tí tàu pe report cho situation or nào đồ sống du.
Task number 2 was the plane was flying 24 hours, 24/7. Our job was to report to you what was going on.
Cho nu một lần nhau hồng cricket, mòn tu một lần nhau hồng alaket, all lần nhau hồng nó giờ all lúc chuyển chân sắp lại tí tàu bên trong hông mòn tu, pe report cho situation or nào trong sống tu.
I don't know if I can name the name of the airplane correctly, but
Alaket and cricket.
So during the day there was an airplane called Cricket,
Alaket.
and at night there was a plane called Allocate. Our job was to report to those airplane pilots so that you know what's going on.
Dĩ nữa do cho nhau hồng living Colonel từ bao giờ cho nó do bé già nhau hồng là do bé già nhau hồng chỉnh chân sắp lại và tôi tí tàu bé muốn cho report rồi là để thì li bao và là cho hậu lử để thiết kế tàu dùng họ nói giờ ít ngọ họ chỉnh chân sắp lại.
And the third one is the living airplane that Colonel knows well. Our job was to make sure that every situation that happened during that time, we report to you so that you know what's happening.
Của châu của hai chơi đi nào sư của lúc bé thầu này mua cũng nhau tàu pha lại một trò lúc bé phê cơ lúc bé của Batman.
I want to conclude by saying that when I was serving in the front line, the name that was given to me, it was a bad name, but I was called Batman.
Cú thao vào châu cho nhau hồng ya cho nó bình ya lu Alaket ya lu cricket ya lũ living ya nên chúng tôi xuyên nhau nên nhận cho hạt tiền bé mình ya lên từ tiền xin nó bé mình tốt thật nó.
I want to thank you, those who flew, alligator, cricket, and